Hey guys, welcome to another Commander's Chat video, and today our topic will be future content and ship viability. One of the, probably my top 3 as of right now, things I want to talk about, coins being the first one, this will be the second one I want to talk about. Ship viability and future content. Now these go hand in hand with each other because how I see it as of right now is, I understand in the EN version, we're trying to catch up with Japan, right? So we're trying to release as much content as possible, trying to get more ships added into the game and so forth. I understand that. But it comes with a price. You see, in our version, we're a bit going too fast, per se. Because if you think about it, let's take the most recent event, right? We had Formidable, probably, if not the strongest carrier in the game as of right now. Before that, we had Essex. Well, the Japanese version and I think the Chinese version, they had it first, right? This was back in 2018. So they had a full year of where they can use Essex, probably for a good amount of time and investment, before, I guess, Formidable replaced her. Now, she doesn't necessarily replace her 100%, but she does a lot of what she can do, just a bit better. Now, why I say I don't like this is because we got Essex. We got her about a month or two ago. Now, after that, people probably are still in the middle of leveling her up, maxing her skills out. And then Formidable came out. Okay, well, if you're a meta slave, like most people are, that play... No, not most. I can't say most people. The competitive people, right? You're probably going to go Formidable. Mainly because she does a lot of the things Essex can do, but better. Now, I don't like this because it replaces old ships, but at a faster rate. And you can't get the most value out of playing that ship before it gets replaced. I want a little bit of a good pacing of how ships are viable. Now, yes, of course I understand Azure Lane is not meant to be that way. You can play any content, any whatever with any ships you want. I understand that. That's why I made my Iron Man. I understand that you can beat most of the content in the game with whatever ships you want, right? Now, what doesn't change is, okay, let's say a super hard content comes out, right? A single one fleet mode where you have to go all out, use your best ships possible. What's to stop someone from picking Formidable over, say, maybe Enterprise, Ranger, or Essex? What's to stop them from that? Because they're probably going to have to go out with an all-out fleet. Now, I don't like this idea because ships should always have some kind of viability. There should always be a reason as to why a ship should be separated from the other ones. There should be a little bit of differences and whatever. It's like that in every game, and it's like that in Azure Lane. I understand. Now, there's a good way to solve this, in my eyes. This is what I've been talking about in my Discord for a good while now. I say a couple months now. And I think they showed this on the Japanese stream earlier. Probably when was it? 2-3 weeks ago during the anniversary stream or whatever. I did see a picture of 4 fleets. Now, I was discussing in my Discord way before that stream about how this game would benefit a lot. And I mean a lot, if they added a 4 fleet content. Now, it doesn't have to be like a raid or anything, just a 4 fleet content, the 3 different modes, and it'll be great. Now, I'll go ahead and explain this idea to you guys because I have it on my Discord. I'll go ahead and explain why I think this is great. So I'm going to explain this. I'll post it up here so you guys can read it along with me. But here's how it is. A 4 fleet raid content will consist of 4 fleets, non-stacking characters. This is the big one right here, non-stacking characters. I say this is the big one because what's to stop someone from going 4 Formidables or 4 Illustrious, 4 Unicorns, 4 Phoenixes, all that jazz? I don't like that. Don't stack, don't double up on a ship. Don't allow that at all. Of non-stacking characters battling enemy fleets, elites, and boss nodes until the raid boss Siren Observer spawns with 1 million HP. Now, I'm gonna say this in different. This can be different modes. I think I did explain it. And you get 20 minutes. This is just this is just an exaggeration, guys. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes. I just add on here for just for fun. There doesn't need to be a timer. I just said that just to say it. The timer doesn't need to be there. To defeat her, and once you do, you are awarded coins, purple plates, skill books, and siren fragments according to difficulty. Easy giving 1, normal giving 2, and hard giving 3. And once you get all 50, you can craft a siren observer or whatever, right? I think some people say like you can craft like one of those altar ships like Taco or Enterprise. That works too. It doesn't have to be siren. Now about the modes, I say a suggestion would be like easy could give 2 fleets. So you pick 2 fleets, whatever you want. Easy mode. Doesn't have to be high level or whatnot. Normal is 3 fleets and hard is 4 fleets, right? Now, I like the idea of hard because probably a lot of people are going to go for the hard one, and that's fine. This is good for the game, mainly because it brings out more opportunity to the playing field. Now, as of right now, most of the time, we use 2 fleets for PvE, right? The mob fleet and then the boss fleet. That's how it generally is. And then if it's not that, we have like the EX modes and the challenge modes and the PvP modes. You go all out on those, right? And everyone just stacks like the strongest ships they have. Generally, it's generally most of the time the same fleets you see every single time, like Nagato, Amagi, Monarch, Illustrious, Formidable now, I guess. Frontline is probably gonna be like Portland, Phoenix, Laffy, Ayanami, Jinsu, Yukikaze, stuff like that. It's all cookie cutter. I could probably list like 20 ships. They're all used nowadays. It's like 99% of the time they're always used for like these hard contents. Now, if you do 4 fleets without stacking characters, you're splitting up the playing field on characters. This is good for the game because now you have to be smart with how you build fleet comps and like and how you want to like split them up. Say you can have one or two be mob fleets, one be like an elite boss fleet, and be one have like to be the raid killer. That's fine. The thing is though, because nothing is really hard until you get to the boss fleet. That's the thing. If you notice in the game, most of the mob fleets are like not even 50% of the difficulty of a boss node. That's the big thing right there. So people build like survivability on the mob nodes and then like pure DPS or tankiness for the boss node. That's generally how it works. Now you gotta be a little bit smart. Now you gotta be like a little bit different. So say now you have to make a raid boss fleet. So let's put Formidable here, Monarch here, Queen Elizabeth and stuff here. Okay, now that those big ships are on the raid fleet, how am I going to build the other 3? Now I can use ships that I used before in the past that I don't use anymore. I can bring that back into the playing field, right? So let's say Washington is still used. I can use her in a mob fleet. Tirpitz, I can bring her into the mob fleet too. A lot more viability is brought up if you add more ships into the playing field. I got this idea from back when I played Brave Frontier. If you guys played Brave Frontier, there was a mode called Grand Quest, at least in the Japanese version. It made the playing field so generally you can play one team comp for most of the fights. You can bring up to, depending on what quest it is, 5. I think the highest I've done was like 5. You can bring 5 different teams into the game, and you can play all of them at once. Not all of them at once, but like you can play them in that one session. That's good for the game. You can bring back all these ships that are once like good in their time that got overshadowed back into the playing field. It doesn't ruin it because now you have non-stacking characters. That means even if Formidable is like say probably the best area carrier, I'm gonna keep bringing her up mainly because she's really strong. She's probably not the best area carrier, but she gets most of the job done and she's pretty strong right now. You can't use her all the time. Now you have to be smart. Let's say you can bring in Ranger now, you can bring in Enterprise, you can bring in, I don't know, Yorktown, Hornet, you can bring in whatever you want as long as it works. Because 4 fleets is a lot of ships to fill in. Now that's just hard mode, right? I understand one of the counter arguments can be like, oh, if you're a new player though, you don't have this option. You don't have this many ships. You do easy. That's 2 fleets. Or normal. That's 3 fleets. Hard is just there just so players that have a lot of ships that want to be able to utilize these ships have the option to. 4 fleets is amazing for the game. That's how I see it. I just don't think there's a downside to it. It gives you like this mode right here. By having the 50 fragments or whatever, as an example, you can craft something by playing an awesome mode, a mode that lets you utilize a lot of ships, and so forth. Also, one other thing. You're probably going to say like, oh, that oil cost is going to be insane. We're going to be in 20 or 30 battles, 70 oil each. Uh-oh, that's like 2k oil. There's an easy solution to that. Down payment, entry fee. So say if you're going to do the hard one, and it costs 4 fleets, and they're like, let's say 50 oil plus each, and let's say you gotta do like 20 fights, right? That's probably gonna be like 1.5k to 2k oil. Easy solution, 500 oil entry fee flat. You go in, attack whatever you want, use whatever fleets you want, whatever ships you want, you're good to go. Simple as that. There's nothing to it but to do it. Simple stuff. This also adds to the idea of more content to the game. Now, I think Yostar and Manju right now are doing a good job adding new stuff to the game. Like the EX modes are a little bit different. The events are a little bit different as well. They're changing mechanics up. Challenge mode is available. This cross-wave event is pretty neat too. I respect that. Now, how about this idea though? This raid idea is pretty good. I think they're working on it in development right now. And I'm hoping what I'm talking about as of right now in this video is similar to what they're going to bring up in the future for the Japanese and Chinese version, because it's a pretty good idea. Like, I don't see many games do these kind of idea aside from like Brave Frontier back when I played back in 2014, I think. And we need more content like this, because if there's one thing a lot of mobile games do really poorly is balancing characters or like units in general. A good way to get around that is having more teams available, more teams to use. So you pull back from the top of what is meta and what's OP. So what is probably like what the tier ranking are in Azure Lane right now, like tier 0, tier 1. If there's like 10 tier 0s and tier 1s, but you need 16 ships, you guys pull that tier list back. Now we gotta go to like tier 2 or tier 3, right? Because you need to fill in those 6 gaps with other ships. You can't just rely purely on those 10 ships. I mean, you can probably like face roll with those ships alone. But let's say you can't. Let's say that content is just that hard. Now you gotta pull it all the way back. Now we gotta go to tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Hell, probably even some tier 4 ships are probably gonna be good in this scenario. So that's what I want to talk about, guys. I'm not gonna get into it. It's a long discussion. I just talked my mind out of it. This is something I've been thinking about for a while now for this game, and I feel like it could be pretty good. It could help this game out a lot. It probably is in development. I don't know. I'm hoping it is. But anyways, I hope that's something that could be brought into the game one day, because that'd be great. I'll have so much fun with it. It does take away from the co-op mindset though, but fair. I think it's fair. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about that kind of stuff, because I think it's fair. I think it's fine. Bringing more ships back into viability is always a great thing in any game. And I feel like Azure Lane is one of those games that could really do well, because as of right now, most ships are kind of sort of the same. It's just gear that determines like how powerful one ship is compared to another. But nothing's to stop someone from using meta. Meta is always going to be there. But you can relieve a little bit of meta by just allowing a little bit more characters, a little bit more units into the playing field. So let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next video. Cha-ching, cha-ching.